Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
I'm Rex.
I'm Dan.
He's a level 3 whiskey sommelier.
And he used to be a master mooch and then was just a man and is now returned
as a street tough.
As a street tough and a novice mooch. With
Hey!
You don't even have a Glencairn in your, but you have one little cork fiddly
I'm
bit.
trying to level up, but you keep blocking me.
Well, look, here is a little bit of flair. No, this is for you. I'll take it. More power for me. I guess we're not comparing anything on this episode.
You know how the powers work, really. People keep, hold on.
Jeez, you are a popular guy on Monday mornings. Jason Unsworth.
Yes, Jason Unsworth.
Magnificent bastard.
Let me make sure. Jason Unsworth.
You want feeling it?
No, the novice. It just, I didn't have, I got
Would it help if I give you some visual effects?
It's not effortless now. I gotta dig deep. That's distracting.
It is distracting.
Jason Unsworth, you magnificent bastard.
So you're gonna have to watch back episodes to understand what this is. I'm not gonna go into it. It's too embarrassing.
No, it's really not. This is embarrassing. How dare you? How dare you? This grand adventure that turns me into the street tough you see before you. The novice level whiskey mooch that is on the path to glory yet again.
Anyway, Makers 46.
And you have my rat tail.
Yeah.
And a wax strip.
Yeah.
And a strobe light. And a rainbow boa. And then some other bullshit that's on the other side.
Anyway.
Top shelf.
So what I love about Makers is
shelf.
that, I just got weird espresso coffee beans. Or espresso chocolate beans. Dark chocolate espresso.
I'm getting the Maker's cherry.
Yeah, no, me too. But just a whiff, I just got this random dark chocolate espresso. And then when I went deeper, I got the Luxardo cherries that we serve.
Oh, the Luxardo.
With our new fashioned. I love the nose on this. So, Maker's Mark, what I love about them is they never stop trying to figure out new ways to accent the flavors in their whiskey. And instead of just settling with this is what we make.
I get really nicely balanced oak and cherry.
So Makers, which is just in any bar, if they don't have a Scotch selection,
and brown sugar,
and they at least have Makers, I am happy to drink Makers all the time.
Brown sugar.
So 70 corn, 16 wheat, 14 barley. It's the classic mash bill. What is different from this than the classic Makers?
Is it the 47%?
No, although that's also nice.
Okay.
Right. What's different is that they did a separate finishing project based on an experiment he was doing, right? Now, Samuels was saying, what if we toasted some staves in certain, because you can toast, char,
really
different staves, and you can char at different levels, and you can toast at different levels, and each time you put those into a barrel of whiskey, it's going to bring out different notes.
This is really aromatic.
It is. So those staves are going to bring out different notes. So he thought, what if I toasted them, some staves, and I insert them into barrels of Maker's Mark whiskey that are already aging?
Just leaps out of the glass.
Now, if I do that, then I can accent some of the notes that are already in Maker's and draw them out to the front. Right? Mm. So what they did was they would empty the barrels, if I'm understanding correctly, they empty barrels of Maker's Mark. They stick staves in them that they've toasted according to this science experiment he did. Then they refill it again, put it back in the warehouse, and let it sit for a little bit longer.
Less candy sweet on the taste than I was expecting.
Yeah.
More of the oak and also a little bit of the wood bitterness.
And I also get way more of the dark chocolate.
Mm. So let's compare it to the Maker's, just the standard.
No, I want to compare it to the other one. So
what other one?
We're going to compare it to another thing. So hold on to this. Jason sent us both of these things, by the way.
Yeah.
So they realized, if we did the science experiment and insert staves back into it in order to draw out certain flavors from our current Makers.
Sure.
That means we could do that with any kind of staves.
Yeah.
And any kind of chard or toast. So they started on these experiments where every time they would put in 10 staves, but they would mix up the recipe of which staves they put in.
Yeah.
And each time it brought out different notes in the whiskey. Mm-hmm. And so they released what they call a series called Private Select, where you can choose your ratio of 10 staves in order to bring out the flavors you want in your barrel.
Interesting.
And then they release that just to you to sell for you.
Yeah.
And so what we have is one of the Private Select series bottled exclusively for Texas Total Wine.
So how does Private Select compare to just the standard Makers?
Well, we're going to find it for this first.
Okay.
So here are the options. Baked American Pure 2, Seared French Cuvée, Maker's 46, basically the same thing they did with these,
Right.
Roasted French Mocha, and Toasted French Spice.
Yeah.
And then what you do when you reach out to them is, I want to use X amount of each of these staves to create my own flavor profile. So this one we got that was bottled for Texas Total Wine is 4 Toasted French Spice, 4 Roasted French Mocha,
Yeah.
and 2 Maker's 46 style bottlings.
Nice.
Right?
All right.
So,
God, there's so much learning.
there's a Finley bit.
It's just,
Are you tired now? No, this is for you. Okay, whatever.
there we go. It's just, I gotta enjoy the week.
Yeah.
Because that's
You gotta get something from it.
Yeah, it's coming off before too long.
Okay, so how does this compare with only 2 of the staves they did in the 46 and then 4 each of the other French oak?
Even on the nose, it's a little different. This is lighter to me on the nose.
Oh, way lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is way dense. It's more dense.
Yeah.
Dark notes.
It's got
this.
This has more of the wood character.
Yeah, this is a little bit more of the high vanilla spice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's vanilla bean with wood spice. Oh, that's nice. It's not as woody and rich.
Oh, even the mouthfeel is.
Yes.
It's
So which do you prefer?
I was about to say voluptuous.
Shit, this is more bitter now. When I come back to it,
No, I'm saying this is.
I get a bitter
It
aftertaste.
says the wood bitterness, the oak bitterness. You were expecting sweetness going in just based on the nose alone.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
With the cherry and the brown sugar on the nose, and then you go to this thing, and
This matches the nose a little more too.
Yeah,
this is more consistent from nose through to finishing taste.
Where did this? Where did?
Oh, I just gave you all the rest of the 46 so I could have the private select. Yeah. If you live in Texas, this is a good whiskey. It's also 55.15%. Oh, this is getting awkward. I'm getting... No! This is mine! My precious! This is weird. What are you? I'm trapped into a corner! No! No! I just can't. I just can't. Ah! What is happening to me? That was... I think I just discovered a skill that returned to you.
Were you assaulted?
No, there was, if you'll remember back in the day, there was a skill set that you had that you attempted to use on me at the very last second to prevent me from reclaiming the vault.
It's good.
And it was personal space invasion.
I think that's worth the level up.
I think you just gained back the personal space invasion skill. Damn.
Did I just move from novice to... Wait a minute. I feel it. I feel it, Daniel. I'm a mooch apprentice. I gotta get another cork on here.
Oh, jeez, that was uncomfortable.
Whiskey mooch apprentice.
Okay, so...
Moving on now. That vanilla note is nice. I like the finish better on the private select. It's not that bitter finish. But they're both nice, man. They're both nice. What did you pour? That was a healthy pour. What did you get?
What? Any comments for today?
What do you have?
I'm drinking whiskey, just like you.
I'm gonna achieve expert level by the end of this episode. What do you have?
My powers have returned. It turns out that Texas Special Edition at 55% is my favorite Maker's, even compared to the original Maker's Mark, which I'm currently drinking.
Oh, good. So I can compare.
No, you've already got 2 to compare.
No.
You're comparing right now.
You had to be punished for your insolence because I was in the middle of giving tasting notes and you took all of the private select.
And I gave it back to you.
Yeah, you
Very generously.
gave it back to me. I need to compare the original Makers now because the people want to know. Daniel.
I'm comparing. The people don't need you to say it out loud in order to compare it.
The people.
No. The original Makers
Son of a bitch.
is a little bit thinner. And the slight spice on the end
Dude, we
is a little
can't
more
take your
mellowed.
word for it. Look at you. You have no credibility. Me, with the sock around my neck, have more credibility with my tasting notes.
What's weird is the original makers has more of the Luxardo cherry and wood spice and less of the vanilla.
Dude, I'll go full journeyman right now. We'll go novice, apprentice, journeyman in one episode. Just right now.
No, if I give it to you, then you level up. I'm trying to...
I need a sip to compare.
Look, Rex.
Son of a bitch. You know how many people are watching this channel for the first time because they searched makers and then they found this garbage.
And I'm comparing
It's totally unprofessional.
You know when you have kids and you're like, you know what, just enjoy these elementary school years because they're great and soon they'll be in junior high and, you know, things will change. I'm just trying to get maximum enjoyment from your novice and apprentice
So
years.
you're feeling parental.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna paint you a picture of the future, Daniel. I'm gonna put you in a f***ing home.
And I'm gonna find
Not a good one.
I'm gonna find you and kick your cane out from underneath.
Not a good one.
You're
One
not
of the
looking.
crooked ones where they actually steal from you. They sometimes feed you.
Sometimes feed you.
All right. Well, I would give notes to compare the original makers, but Stephen Lewandowski, my 8-year-old son just happened to walk by while I was watching and saw the whiskey in Rex's eye.
Remember when I pulled the bottle up and it shot whiskey in me?
He made me repeat that clip several times. Classic.
It makes me nervous that 8-year-olds are
Hit
watching
me
our
right
show.
in the eye.
Yeah.
Elvind Kaysen. In Britain, slow clapping is a sign of discontent and dismay.
Yes, I wondered about this.
Yeah.
So, everybody discussed this. In America, there's 2 slow claps. There's the yes, building to the full applause.
Yeah, it ramps up.
Yeah.
It's usually one guy. There's a crowd of people, and in the end, the guy that's performing, the guy in front of the crowd, they do something, they don't know how it lands.
And it's quiet.
And then a single
yes.
And then everybody's like,
yeah. But then there's also in America,
the sarcastic.
There's the ass when you're like,
somebody does something and it sucks.
Yeah. All right, now I would venture a guess that the English slow clap is going to be sarcastic because the English.
Yeah. Are they sarcastic?
They can be sarcastic.
Sarcastic?
Yeah, they're a bit sarcastic.
So let's go from crapping on Canada to England.
I'm telling you, they're going to take that as a badge of honor. This will not be seen as an insult.
We got Dakota Hampton. I'm still searching for my whiskey, for my spirit whiskey. So far, Glenfiddich 12 has been my whiskey friend, but I'm not willing to commit to spirit. Not willing to commit.
So what takes you from committing to I like this whiskey to this is my spirit whiskey?
You know what?
What?
A whiskey that you're willing to go to the ends of the universe. You're willing to suffer the... How do I put this, Daniel? How do I put this? Is there a whiskey that you would put used wax strips on your head for?
Yeah.
Is there a whiskey that would put strobe lights on your head for?
No, but there is a tribe I would do it for.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. And for a whiskey, I'd be like, fuck you, I'll just drink Jameson.
So speaking of...
But for the tribe, I will wear a bullshit, bald-headed makeshift atrocity.
You know what else the tribe wants? They want you to get me into that whiskey right there.
They don't.
The people do. They want to know.
No.
Look in the comments. I'm going to have so many people saying, Daniel, how can you prevent Rex, the true tasting master?
The true tasting.
I mean,
All right, here's the thing. I'm going to start the toast.
You Google some
Here's the thing.
and then you read some and then you pretend like you're thinking down here with the whiskey, but you're really just reading the whole time.
I'm going to start the toast.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let Rex have this whiskey on the toast out.
You're going to let me? I earned this.
Yeah.
I earned this.
No.
This is mine. You let me do nothing.
Let me have the toasted one.
A home.
No, I'm trading you for the...
You're going in a home.
Texas Total Wine and More.
In a home.
No, that's the old one. No, that's the Talisker Storm I was saving for later.
Here's the fighting, stealing, and drinking.
All right, well, you don't get this one then. Here's the fighting, stealing, and drinking. If you fight, may you fight for a friend. If you steal, may steal lover's heart. And if you drink, give me the whiskey! Give me the whiskey! No, give it to me now! Please son of a bitch!
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.